All right, this will be week 2, and I was doing a lot of meditating on just kind of what I wanted to kind of talk about in general in a lot of these. And in some ways, I've started midway through, and some of the stuff about starting with language, I usually almost always start this whole kind of program with a conversation about language and the importance of language and the precision of language as the formulation for all the thoughts. But instead, in week 1, we jumped right into what is strength, and really musing around the concept of what is strength, and is it muscles, is it power, is it endurance, the ability to persist under pressure and build strength. So that kind of exercise is critical for this. But I was reading in Proverbs this week, Proverbs 12:27, and it says, "Diligence is man's precious possession." And it just struck me, diligence is man's precious possession. So there's a simple statement, but there's a lot to unpack. What is a precious possession? I don't want to start with what is diligence. We're going to end with that. I want to start with what is a precious possession. If I asked my kids, what is a precious possession, they would probably name a favorite toy. Or, if I asked Wayne, what's his best tool? What's his favorite tool? He'd have I use this one for everything kind of thing that he pulls. Or, I've got this gadget. Or ask any of the guys what their favorite piece of camping gear is. You're like, this ultra lightweight, blah, blah, blah. It's a precious possession. This stuff costs a lot. You keep it, it's versatile. You use it. You can do a lot with it, right? For some, like me, my computer is a precious possession because everything I do for work comes down to that thing. All the accounts that I manage, all the people I connect to, all the business that I do, the thoughts that I prepare, and where I save them, and all the bills that I work on, like that is a precious possession. So that's the concept of what a precious possession would be. So the question is, diligence is man's precious possession. What is diligence then? So if you look it up, diligence is steady, earnest, energetic effort. Devoted and painstaking work to accomplish an undertaking. Devoted and painstaking work. You intentionally do the painful thing in order to produce an outcome or a result. That's diligent. When you're diligent about something, you're not faintly interested in it. You're not pursuing a whim. You're not going with a vibe or flow. You're sometimes even going against the flow, against the grain, swimming upstream, but doing so diligently. And it's important because you have it early. As a kid, you have diligence early, especially as a boy. And you don't always realize it because it doesn't show up the same way in everybody. But oftentimes for a boy, it starts, you start with things like something that you're interested in and you dive into it. I know Chunky is able to sit and like build things with those blocks and Legos and just get lost in it. He gets his mindset on something and he'll just pursue it diligently. We kind of look at some kids like that and we're like, oh, well, you need to go talk with people. You need to get out. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I hope I'm recording, but let me double check that I am. Because if not, that makes me no, we are. Okay, good. All right. You start to see this at an early age. You're interested in something, you become immersed in it. And that is a boy's heart trying to grow diligence. And it does it without effort at first. but then somehow like the interest goes away. Like the thing that you were interested in, after you immersed yourself in it, you're not as interested in it anymore. You get bored. You get bored. You get bored. And that's where diligence actually starts to grow. Before that, it's just interest. And it's like the little bud, the little like acorn bud has sprung some diligence, and it hasn't grown yet, but it's like, oh, look, I can see you have it. And as it grows, you have to intentionally develop it. That's part of becoming a man, is to wake up diligence in a boy and hone it, intentionally push it further, and to grow it. And as you do, things will become challenging, and you'll hit a new obstacle, but you'll lock in and you'll learn and you'll figure out new ways to solve the same problem, and you'll experiment over and over and over. And then you start to enjoy it. You really start to enjoy it. And it's easy when it's Fortnite and you're like, oh, I'm unlocking a new way to get headshots. It's easy. When it's a video game or Warcraft or Call of Duty or League of Legends or Minecraft, and you're like, I'm going to build a giant house that looks like a turtle, and like you're really set to your task and you're diligent about the best way to do that. You might even tear parts of it down and rebuild it to get it right. Like that's diligence. But diligence is it's a character trait. It's not just something that innately you possess. I do believe that when God made man and he put him in the garden, he hadn't made woman yet, and he said, go and have dominion over all the earth. Go and subdue it. Put it under your rule. That diligence is a part of man's core design, which is why he says diligence is a man's precious possession. Like it is built into him the way that he is. It's our responsibility then to wake it up, to unlock its potential, not just for video games, not just for our own pursuits, but in more lofty endeavors like helping someone out, or going to cut the neighbor's grass, or like reaching out in some way. And you only crack the surface of what's interesting to you if you only play something until you get bored. And I've watched my kids do this. They'll play a video game until they get bored, and then they'll say, oh, that game is boring. I want to play something else. It's not boring. It's the same game it was when you started playing it. It hasn't changed. You have, right? You've reached a level of challenge that you decided you didn't want to do anymore. And that's okay. You don't have to play a video game endlessly to prove to yourself that you have diligence, but be honest about what it is. Like the game itself hasn't changed. When you beat a game, fully beat it, and then you choose not to play it again because it's the same game over and over and over, well, that's boring. Like that's what boring is. The other thing is I've reached a level of challenge and I want to escape the challenge. And the way I do that is by saying I'm bored and then switching around things. That's not diligence. That's actually escaping. So it's important. Diligence is the precious possession of a man. Do you want to be strong? Okay, build diligence. Because only if you are diligent about your exercise, you do it when you could have done something easier, only then do you actually get stronger. Do you want to be tough? You have to build diligence first, because everything that will come that will test your toughness has the potential to hurt you, break you, make you feel pain and give up. And only if you enjoy or lean into the painstaking endeavors, right? What is diligence? Only if you build that do you get it. Do you want to be able to finish things that others can't? Do you want to be able to go a distance others won't go because they give up? Diligence. Diligence is your precious possession. Do you want to be successful in life? No matter what you do, whether you're a healthcare professional, a pastor, a mechanic, whether you write bills and people annoy you endlessly and you have to argue with them, whatever you're going to do and be successful, you're going to have to be diligent and see it through. Do you want to have good friendships? Well, friendships get tested. We hurt each other's feelings. We get on each other's nerves. We push each other's buttons. Why? Because the closer we get, the more about your buttons I learn, and the easier it is for me to push them. And so diligence is man's precious possession if you want to build good friendships, because you have to be able to persist through the pain of annoying each other or getting on each other's nerves or accidentally insulting one another or intentionally insulting one another, but still have a friendship on the other end of it. Be diligent. Do you want to have a family one day? Do you want to lead it well? Do you want to have a relationship with your wife and your children? Do you want to have a relationship with God? Everything in your life will be tested. Everything will be tested. And diligence is your tool. It's your precious possession that will see you through all of those things. It's the pathway to endurance. It's the give up or don't give up question. And diligence is the answer. Now, diligence is not perfection, and that's important. The ability to see something through with determination in spite of the obstacles and the costs is completion, not perfection. Perfection is I do all the right things in all the right ways with all the right steps and never make a mistake. Perfection and diligence are not the same thing. And in order to be diligent, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to aim to complete. You have to endure pain, push through obstacles, double down when you're challenged, mentally focus when you're distracted, and to make sure that you complete the work. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's important. It's important to understand that diligence and perfection are not the same. Diligence is man's precious possession. Alex, you want to add anything?
Sounds to me like you covered a lot of it. I think I can piggyback a little bit and work in what I've been meditating on in regards to different kinds of strength. There are different avenues that strength can display itself, be achieved, and be exercised. The physical strength is just one of them. But as Jason has been describing diligence, diligence is required to build emotional strength or spiritual strength as well as physical strength, because all of these different areas of our lives get tested. Speaking of being challenged with your friends, can we have the emotional fortitude to be able to take the insult of a friend, to examine it to see if there's truth in it, and make the necessary adjustments and forgive them for the insult? You know?
Yeah.
There have been books where I've read that say a real friend will stab you from the front.
Yeah. On the back, yeah.
Right. He won't stab you in the back, he'll stab you from the front. And what that means is he will tell you the painful truth that you need to hear. And hopefully he'll do so in a way that you can receive it. And the question always becomes, do we have the emotional strength to be able to endure it, to be able to see the value in what they have to say and go, you know what, you're right. I was a jerk. I can be lazy. I'm a big ball of mush and could use to lose some weight.
That's a good point. I think challenges in life are inevitable. They're always going to come. And sometimes they come from the outside. Sometimes they come from boss, and sometimes they come from pure a-hole jerks. And sometimes they come from friends, family, parents, loved ones, spouses, relationships. Sometimes they come from the places we think are safe. Diligence is important because it allows us to keep in focus the thing that matters most and to hold on to it even when it's painful to do so, right? Like if I'm running a race or I'm running to finish the circuit of our mile that we do when we run, I know where the end is. And regardless of the pain that I'm in at the moment, I know where the end is and I aim to see it through. And that is the core essence of diligence. And I think that if we have that in our friendships or in our relationships with parents or others where something is challenges come our way, diligence allows us to hold and focus what's important, aim for it, and to control our behaviors, to bring them in alignment with ending there, with completing where the focal point is, rather than turning the person into my focal point and trying to beat them or to win them or to get a better zinger than them. I can actually like use diligence to keep my focus in. So that's your challenge for the week, is to meditate here on diligence. Diligence is man's precious possession, and see how it can be useful to you when you're challenged throughout the week, and then post your meditations and your findings in the group.